Good morning, students. I hope you all are fine. I'm your Sanchita ma'am, and today I'm going to take your EVS class. I hope you have finished your chapter number 1 and few portion of chapter number 2. So I'm going to start from carrying capacity. So what is carrying capacity? Carrying capacity is the maximum number of a species an environment can support indefinitely. Every species has a carrying capacity, even human. Suppose human population is now over 7 billion, and if it continues to grow indefinitely, there will be limit to the life sustaining resources on earth. And this actually happening because of the growing population, because the species population size is limited by environmental factors like water, food, habitat, and other necessities available in the environment. And if these needs are not met, the population will decrease until the resource rebounds. Next is Malthusian catastrophe. The beginning of the Malthusian theory, let's discuss how it has been presented. Since the middle of the 18th century, population has been experiencing social, economic, and political changes because of industrial revolution. One of them is fall in mortality, especially child mortality, followed by infant mortality. So because of declining mortality and high fertility, population started growing rapidly. And rapidly growing population triggered fears among thinkers about the limited resources of land and agriculture and expecting misery among people. In short, if we see, Malthus theory leads to population increase in geometrical progression and food supply in arithmetic progression, which leads to imbalance and overpopulation. So after this, Malthus predicted that in absence of a check in population, the limited resources would have to be shared by an increasing number of people. According to him, there are two ways by which population can be kept under check. Number one is preventive check, number two is positive check. So, in the preventive check, individuals take a considered decision on the size of the family they want based on their income. Whereas in positive check, the population is brought under check by factors such as epidemics, wars, etc. Malthus was also criticized for several reasons. As because he was neglected the enhancement of agricultural land. He also even neglected the capacity of manpower to adjust in agriculture. He only emphasized in food grains and ignored other supply of food. Next one is demographic transition. It refers to the transition from high birth rate and death rate to low birth and death rates as a country develops from a pre-industrial to an industrialized economic system. So this actually refers to changing pattern of mortality, fertility and the growth rates. So there are four stages of demographic transition model, that is pre-transition, early transition, late transition and post-transition. In pre-transition there was high birth and death rate. But in early transition the death rate begins to fall whereas the birth rate remains same and the population was started growing so rapidly. Then in the late transition, birth rate also start to decline and the rate of population growth decreases. At last in post transition, low birth and low death rates. Next is population regulation. Each population has an inherent ability to grow when there is enough food and space, or an absence of predators or any other limiting factor. The maximum rate at which the population can increase when there are no limits is known as its biotic potential. So here you can see two graphs. The first one is J-shaped, the second one is S-shaped. When number of individual is plotted against time, a J-shaped curve is achieved. It is also called exponential curve because a population with few resource limitations grow exponentially at a fixed rate of 1% to 2%. Here the growth accelerates. But this curve is never possible. Why? Because of environmental resistance or abiotic factors. So these factors do not allow population to cross certain limits. Next one is S-shaped or sigmoid growth curve, where population size is plotted against time, or it is also called logistic growth curve. In this graph, it is showing that a population will grow up to certain limit and will level off near carrying capacity. As you can see in the sigmoid growth curve, the population is first increasing exponentially. At last, it reaches the stationary phase. That means there is no more increase in the size of population. It becomes level off near carrying capacity. So there are many factors that control the population. The most important is education and economic growth. It is necessary to make people aware about the importance and advantage of having small families. Scarcity of space or food, natural disaster, change in climate, competition and predation, all are the factors that control the population. One more thing is there that can bring a major change in human population, that is empowering women. Because an educated woman who is also an earning member of the family can take decisions as to how many children she will bear. And the most important of all, an educated mother will know the importance of spacing and upbringing. So, your second chapter is finished, and I hope you have understood. And I have sent handwritten question answers PDF. So, you will write those question answers in your copy. Okay? Thank you.